volcano.
And what volcano are these part of?
These would have been from Mauna Kea, right behind us. This erupted on its side, and we'll see some up in the distance over here on Mauna Loa as well. They're all over the island. All of the volcanoes do that. They sometimes erupt down on their sides. Oh, notice the different colors and textures to the lava flows here. Some of it's pretty rough and abrasive. Some of it's kind of smooth, almost shiny. The smooth lava is called pahoihoi. The rough abrasive lava is called a'a. And both are made from the same material. It's all basalt lava. The difference is the temperature of the lava when it's coming to its top. Extra hot, it's more fluid and smooth. Cool down too much, it gets all clumpy. There's a fence line, this small line out across the ground. That's a fence for the military zone. But look where the lava went right across that fence. That's a brand new lava flow right there. So that's the leading edge of this eruption last year. I guess it was last December, yeah. So this is how far it made it. People were a little bit worried it was going to run all the way across into the highway. That might have been a bit of an issue, but still, pretty much in the middle of nowhere up here was kind of ideal. One of the geologists was doing a YouTube's, informational thing about it. He was saying how he felt like it was the most perfect eruption for showing off what eruption can be like in a safe way ever. Because it was right up here in the middle of nothing, but you could also drive by the road back there and just see it perfectly. It's a nice little rainbow in the clouds. Sometimes you can see our shadow. If you're at the right spot over there, can you see it? It'll be right in the center of the rainbow. And that rainbow might make a circle.
It does make a circle.
That's pretty cool. Well, we're right over top of that lava flow still. You can see where it went across another road and a fence. Strangely, when this eruption was going on, this area of the lava flow looked almost exactly like it does right now, even while it was still erupting. It was moving, but so slowly you couldn't really see it from the air. And it was definitely hot, but not so hot that it was still glowing during the daylight. At night this would glow, but in the day it was just faint enough you couldn't see it. Where you could see the glow was where it was coming out. It was still so hot at the eruption site, you could see the brilliant orange glow up there. Now keep an eye out for holes in the ground. There's actually some over on the right. There's some underneath our nose. They'll be all over the place, but these are holes in top of lava tubes. When lava's flowing down the hill in the beginning, it's just a surface lava flow, but it quickly crusts over, creates its own tunnel, which insulates it as well and helps it to go further down the hill. The process kind of repeats. Oh, and on the left, there's a little dome. That's a Mars dome. A bunch of people have been living inside that thing, practicing what it might be like living on Mars. More buildings up on the right, way up there. Mauna Loa Solar Observatory. Actually, the Solar Observatory was the only casualty of this eruption. Well, I mean, the buildings are just fine, but the facility's okay, but the road and the power line leading up to it got destroyed. And they haven't fixed it yet because they're waiting for the lava to cool down. But the surface is cool. I mean, you could walk on it probably within the first week or earlier when it stopped erupting. But it takes a while for it to cool all the way through. They need that to happen so they can dig into it with their heavy equipment to fix the road. The main flow was on the right. There's a small branch flow came across the road up here on the left as well. as you see the groove in the ground, that's where the beginning of a lava tube was creating but never crusted over. Though we just reached 10,000 feet above sea level, Mauna Loa is almost 14,000 feet up the summit. We'll be crossing over the rift. This is the crack we were talking about earlier. It keeps erupting quite a bit. Tons of old eruption sites up and down this rift. We actually had an eruption in 1983, just over here on the left. There's some extra dark lava right where it kind of came out right there and went down into the clouds. This eruption went down off to the left, way out to almost to the shoreline. It was headed towards Hilo, and it stopped just short of town back in 1983. Actually, I'm sorry, 1984 this was. But as we cross over Mauna Loa's northeast rift, it'll give us views out towards Kilauea, where we're headed next, of course. Kilauea is hiding a little bit out here in the clouds, but we're going to go check it out. Reddish color in the lava sometimes is iron oxide, essentially rust. A lot of iron content in lava. The Kilauea volcano is the shortest volcano on the island. Surface summit is about 4,100 feet, but way lower than we are right now. It's out here in front of us. For a long time, nobody even realized Kilauea was a separate volcano from Mauna Loa. They figured the eruptions that were happening down here were just Mauna Loa erupting on its side. The volcanoes do that sometimes. They didn't think much of it. Eventually, they determined there's a separate magma chamber and an independent plumbing system to the magma chamber, which, of course, means it's definitely a different volcano, just younger and hasn't grown as tall yet. The southernmost tip of the island, you can't quite see it, but way off in the distance, kind of in those clouds down there, that's the south tip of the island, south point, where the green sand beach is. Ooh, first glimpse of the smoke, the eruption, right between the clouds in front of us. Kilauea is erupting more often than not. It's actually been quite a few different things happen over the last bunch of years. Actually, let's go back to 1983. We'll kind of lead up to what's happening today. So back in 1983, an eruption started on Kilauea.